munaasabadan xuska 18 May ee ka dhacay baarlamaanka dalka boqortooyada Ingiriiska ayaa waxaa ka soo qayb galay mas'uuliyiin kala duwan oo ka socda dalka Jamhuuriyadda Soomaaliland oo khudbado taariikhi ah ka jeediyay baarlamaanka wadankaasi Ingiriiska. khudbadii halka ka dhacay ayaa mas'uuliyiintani ay hoosta ka xariiqeen in qaranimada madaxbannaanida Soomaaliland ay dalka boqortooyada Ingiriiska uga fadhiyaan sidii ay aqoonsi caalami ah uga heli lahayd, isla markaana dalka boqortooyada Ingiriiska uu kaalin mug leh uga qayb qaadan lahaa geedi socodka aqoonsiga Soomaaliland. mas'uuliyiintan oo isu daba maray mikrofoonka ayaa waxaa ka mid ah ereyadoodii sidan.
Since we are talking about elections, can I welcome Musa Hassan Yusuf?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished guests, honorable members of parliament, esteemed diplomats, members of the diaspora, which I'm one of them, Minister of Education and Science, fellow or former ministers, MPs, all protocols observed, good afternoon, and thank you very much for this wonderful event. It is an immense honor and privilege to stand before you today in this historic hall of democracy to mark and celebrate the 34th anniversary of the proclamation of the Republic of Somaliland's independence. I bring with me the warm greetings and the warm sunshine of Somaliland and our enduring appreciation to the UK government, the UK nation, a nation that has long been a friend of our people, both historically and through our vibrant diaspora communities today. Today is more than a date in the calendar. It is a symbol of resilience, determination, and of people who choose peace over chaos. Democratic governance over dictatorship, and hope over despair. On May 18th, 1991, our people took the bold steps of reclaiming their sovereignty not as an act of division, but as a quest for dignity, stability, and self-determination. Over the past 3 decades, Somaliland has built a functioning democracy, held free and fair elections, and established a culture of peaceful transition of power such that we have experienced on the 13th of December 2024. We have done so without the recognition we seek and deserve, but with the conviction that legitimacy is earned through action, not merely declarations. As the chair of the National Electoral Commission, I am proud of our role. I'm proud of the role that our institution has played in upholding the integrity of the electoral process in Somaliland. Our journey has not been without challenges, but our commitment to democracy, democratic values remains steadfast. We continue and we will continue to work with our partners to enhance transparency, inclusivity, and civic engagement, especially among our youth and women. And as the previous gentleman here mentioned, Somaliland is one of the only countries that have used the iris voter verification system to ensure that integrity was held up to the highest level, utilizing the technological advancements that we have today. The theme of today is unity and international engagement. We are not seeking for favors, we are asking for fairness. We ask the world, to look at what Somaliland has achieved against all the odds and recognize the reality that has already existed on the ground, as was mentioned and as was experienced by the Honourable Member, Sir Gavin Williamson, when I've met him a few years ago in Somaliland. To our friends in the UK Parliament, particularly the APPG and the diplomatic communities, we urge you to advocate for meaningful international recognition of Somaliland. Recognition is not just about sovereignty, it's about unlocking opportunities for trade, development, and global cooperation. With that in mind, I am delighted to have such an event with so many of familiar faces celebrating here today at the UK Parliament. Thank you very much. I hope the rest of your days goes well. Thank you.
I am calling, and I want you please to join me to welcome a former MP for Somaliland, Mr. Hrock.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace be upon you. As Europe has mentioned, I'm a former MP of Somaliland, and I've been to this house so many times because I was the secretary of the Foreign Affairs Committee in Somaliland, and we have been invited by the Commonwealth Group, by the ABN, all-party parliamentary group, who were very strong during the Riale government. Riale government, where we tried a lot, me and the foreign minister, as I was chairing the foreign committee. We went about 7-8 East African countries with the president, and we invited Ghanaians parliament to Somaliland. There were so many. The Undersecretary of USA came, fact-finding a mission from AU, African Union came, and it has been verified. Somaliland has fulfilled all the conditions of a government. We have got currency, we have got judicial system, we have got army, we have got police, we have got courts, we have got elected parliament, and we have been conducting, as everybody said here, elections for so many years. I was elected to the parliament in 2005. I was a teacher in this country, and then I went back to my country of origin, which is Somaliland, and I'm proud to be British and Somalilander. Whenever we come here and talk to the foreign ministers, that time of Labour, first Labour, not this Labour, they used to say to us, we cannot recognize you first because we were the ex-colonial government, and it will be a colonial meddling to recognize first. So talk to Somalia. Sit with East Africans, sit with AU. We have done everything. How can we sit Somalia, which is a broken country surrounded by Al-Shabaab, and they're fighting for their lives. Even they don't rule Villa Somalia. And they ask us to sit with Somalia, get a divorce. I think now there was what they call one Somalia policy. I think that's waning. And the world now can see that Somaliland is in a location which is very, very desirable to the world. Where our location is very important. We have got 850 kilometers of coastline. Where the Houthis and Americans and British are fighting is our place, near our place. We can see the bombs being dropped to the Houthis. So why? Our friends, I know UK is our best friend, and we are very grateful to all-party parliamentary group. And there were so many of them before. There was no Somali group before. I remember here, it was only Somaliland. And then what comes, when we sit with Somalia, it turned to the all-party Somali group. So I'm very grateful to Gavin Williamson, and Kim and others in that group, and we want you to spearhead, and as is happening in America, could you please put a bill to the parliament, sponsor a bill to the parliament, and then say, and put a vote. So it's, UK has to do more because of our, because of our history. Somaliland deserves more from UK. Somaliland is we are the ones who are very happy to have a UK government in Somaliland. If you know what I mean. Because we have been through, we went to our, we say our brothers in the south, colonized by Italians. And what we got only destruction, killing, mayhem. So because of that, we regret of kicking out the British. and now is the time Gavin and his group I know Gavin has done a lot for Somaliland. He came there, he's a hero in Somaliland. He's a hero. To sponsor a bill. And Wendy, when she, I know that she was a former foreign affairs minister. Wendy can also assist us because she knows all the loopholes. Please sponsor a bill like Americans, and it's the time to recognize Somaliland is this year. Because we cannot wait more than 34 years. Thank you very much for that.
Asim is there.
Nasim and Abdul Karim, can you join me?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can everybody hear nicely? Yeah. We're not calling ambush, but we're calling excellent welcome. As I come from Germany just before yesterday, and I landed, as my friend called me today and told me this event, which I attended and managed to come. Thank you, everybody's here. And happy 34th anniversary of Somaliland independence. Happy anniversary. Yes, and this building, this country and this building is the place who decide to give Somaliland independence 26 January, 26 June to 1960. Was this building, was this parliament. So I believe if we are talking about recognition of Somaliland, it's not any place or anywhere else to go but of this country and this building which we are today. We have got some friends of British Parliament, which they have told us completely they haven't got no voters from Somaliland, and that's the friends we need. The friends we need, those who are looking for the voters. You have got better achievement than our friends, and we have got more support from you as well. And yes, we need your advocacy more than really, and we don't need to go back to Somalia to discuss with our independence, but we don't need in Africa as well. We need, I think this is the right place to start. We don't need Donald Trump to call Somaliland recognition, but we need this country and this building to call our recognition. Yes,
So
every
should
country
we
has
call it just renewal?
yeah, renewal. Yes, as they have got, as this building was the first recognition of Somaliland a long time ago. And yes, every country has got internal grievances. As I come from the eastern region of Somaliland, and every country has got internal grievances, and we can solve our internal grievances in a peaceful manner, which our government handling at this stage. And I believe it's not going to take that long, but that is not going to be a difficult obstacle to our progress to reach our goals. Thank you for your coming here, and I'm going to welcome to my friend. I want to say a lot, but there's a lot of people are waiting here today, and welcome to my friend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my colleague Qasim, and good afternoon to everyone, distinguished members of British Parliament, honourable representatives of Somaliland Mission in the UK, members of esteemed community, elected members of Somaliland baarlamaanka, include my colleague, honourable guests, and good afternoon again. Today, as we are commemorating the 34th anniversary of Somaliland's independence, we reflect on a journey of resilience and self-determination. Our decision to reclaim our sovereignty was not taken lightly, but arose from the lessons of painful past and deep desire for a stable and democratic future. This resurgence of the Somaliland nation represents the weakening of long-held identity in the Horn of Africa, achieved through immense dedication and hard work. Our pursuit to sovereignty is firmly rooted in establishing international and regional principles. Somaliland borders are not newly drawn. They are the historical boundaries inherited from former British Somaliland Protectorate. This adherence to the pre-existing colonial borders is well-established principle in Africa, known as the Uti Posides Juris, meaning sticking with the colonial borders rather than changing them. And Somaliland is actually in line with that principle that Africa recognizes. We extend our respect and goodwill to all nations and communities. However, we must address a point of clarity for those who might misunderstand our position. Somaliland's reclamation of independence is irreversible reality. Based on the will of our people and underpinned by the international legal principles regarding self and the sanctity of established borders. Ultimately, the recognition of Somaliland is not just about acknowledging our achievements. It is about upholding the principles of international law, fostering the stability in the vital region, and supporting the democratic aspiration of people who have worked tirelessly for peace and progress. Thank you all.
I please welcome, with me, join me welcome, Dr. Abdurrahman, Brand Somaliland, the Director of Midlands College, promoting education and employment in UK and Somaliland. Can you please join me?
Thank you very much for presenting me the opportunity to speak in front of you, your distinguished delegates, your excellencies. Thank you very much. So we know why we are here. 34 years ago, at the age of 6, I saw the destruction of Somaliland. Fleeing from Hargeisa, 2 kilometers away from Dimluk, fighter jets taking off from the very own airport, destroying the very own citizens that are paying for the taxes to that regime, the Faqash we call it, right? Exterminating a group of people, going from Dur'ad, Kamabokor, Dabelweyne, and coming back to Hargeisa the destruction was immense. I've lost my mother, I've lost my sister, and I was the only survivor in that horror. So, coming to the UK, it meant only one mission, a mission of hope, a mission of prosperity, a mission of rebuilding, a mission of resilience. And through that philosophy, we've applied to everything that we do to our existence. So many of you are the survivors of that genocide. Are you not?
We are. Yes. We are.
Indeed. And you saw the reconstruction of the nation.
Yes.
And you know how far we have yet to go. And that, of course, requires education. That requires us creating employment, reconciliations across the board, championing hope, championing development through all means, because alive with a vision and a mission, an objective and a grit, and with ethos, you can overcome many barriers. So, as a Midlander in Birmingham, I have become. They said go to school, I've gone to school. They said go to university, I've gone to university. They said get a job, I got a job. But then I said this is not enough. What can I do further to champion the UK diaspora? Not only the diaspora, but also the fellow Midlanders. The communities that have given us sanctuary. The ability for us to express our thoughts and be ourselves. So we've launched Midlands College. We're based in Birmingham, we're based in India, we're based in Hargeisa. So, not only that, we've also launched Brand Somaliland. Brand Somaliland is the agency championing Somaliland as a place to visit, invest, and live. So showing that Somaliland is different, from Somalia. So for those of you who know the history and the law and the legal case that Somaliland has, and the challenges we have with Somalia, and we go back to what that gentleman earlier said, we got the recognition. We just have to reclaim it and speak to the friends of Somaliland, here in the UK, as well as those who have, given us the ear. So, fellow Somaliland diaspora in the UK, we have a lot of work to do. I had the pleasure and the privilege of working with the consulates and the team, or the embassy and the team. And you know how far we are now, and you know how far we have yet to go. This can be done through cooperation, coming together, unity, dialogue, and more importantly, connecting with your children who will be the next generation of Somaliland champions. Thank you very much for presenting the opportunity.
A former minister, since we call the former MPs, of planning for Somaliland, Mr. Shirwak. Come to me. Both of you, okay.
Two former ministers.
Oh, right, okay.
Thank you very much. I think I will keep short. But I have to say the important point that we want to share with our friends and the world. I hope this message will reach to the world. Good afternoon, honourable members of Parliament, British government, and to the free world. It's a pleasure today to share the message that I have about Somaliland, and it's a great honor to speak to you in the British Parliament. But I think what I would do, I would just leave the room. So I will just naturally speak and say a few things that's very important. Why do we need international recognition? And I think that message, we have to say it clear and loud. We don't want recognition because we have grievances. That is not the essence. That is not the nucleus of our campaign to get international recognition. We are not secession. We were a country that united with another country. It did a war. We withdrew the union. So we have been an independent, sovereign, and self-governing, self-sufficient country for the last 34 years. We run our government, we don't rely on foreign aid, we don't get direct purchase on our government, and we don't rely on foreign goods to secure our borders and our land. How did we do that? How do we do that in a volatile region like Horn of Africa? How could we succeed that? Well, I'm telling the British Parliament, we are now in the House of British Parliament, that's the mother of democracy, where the power is. And we will challenge our friends today, and we will pass the message. We do that because this is what came from people. It's not a politics. It is the will of the people, self-determination. It's a bottom-up process that started people coming together and making their own decisions. Professor Robinson, Nobel Prize winner, who won a Nobel Prize 2024, really agreed that and highlighted Somaliland and Botswana, one of the examples in Africa. I mean that I was last week in Cambridge University African Conference. There are so many agreements that Somaliland has done miracles. Well, why we are not listening to? Why we are coming back every year to the British Parliament? British Parliament knows our history. British Parliament knows our borders. British Parliament knows when we became an independent country. We don't have to tell that anymore. Gavin Williamson and our friends, they know this for the British Parliament knows this 6 years. What we need to tell them now, the geopolitical situation has been changing for the last few years. We have been very patient for 34 years. It gives rise to a multipolar world where competing partners are coming to our country and offering us an opportunity to work with them. And we have been a very honest and ally to the West, to America, to the Britain, and waiting patiently. But we are running out of time. I was planning minister. As a planning minister, today the Britain is speaking to European Union that they withdrew a few years ago. When they are talking because no country can independently itself run its economy. The world needs to work together. Countries need to do trade together. Countries need to borrow money from each other. Therefore, it's unfair that we are left to just be beast, a good boy, in good man in Africa, and we are denied all the privileges that all other countries have, which is a trade with each other, which is a membership of international financial institutions, which is like borrowing from international markets. I was planning minister, and we had the best development plan. We prioritized our planning. That is in line. I am now studying in LSE, London School of Economics, and every literature that I study Somaliland is mentioned in terms of development. Why? We never lobbied. We never lobbied for that. Trust me, and I have everything. I document everything. I will bring back and to show the youth. That is written by the professors, the people who study it. But we can't develop our country unless we get the recognition and to become member of international institutions and borrow from the world and do trade. So I conclude this, as President yesterday said, we are not begging the world to give us foreign aid. We are not pleading for more help and to build our hospital and institutions. We are offering a partnership. We safeguard the longest and the busiest maritime that the world, 25% of the trade depends. We tried our best. But we are running out of time. We want to say the world, well, the world has to answer to our call. We are a partner, loyal partner, and we are also gateway to 200 million Africans who need us to be successful. And if we cannot be successful, I think there will be a lot of problems in Africa. Thank you very much.
Brother Karani.
Hello, salam alaikum. Happy of the 18 May. When you salam 18 May, please excuse me, I'm speaking in Somali. waxaan aad ugu mahadinayaa safaarada Somaliland dhammaanteed intay tira kale tahay UK inay nagu soo casuumtay barnaamijkan oo noo soo yeelay waliba inay spotlight-ka aan ku talagelina isoo dhigto aad baan ku faraxsanahay waxaan hadaysa ku bilaabaa oo hadaysa dayacaada anigu horta siyaasiyadeed ma runtii maydi laakiin waxaan ahay humanitarian practitioner. وانا كبر احسن انا كهون من معلمها مركا غير عودنا وضيات ديال ايينا وانا هي معلمه بس يانو نقرا مركا عاد بنو كبر احسن هاي كنتي ان انت تعال سمعي ان جهات بال يقولوا ما هله هذا كنت سيبنا دولا لما يروتي ان baarlamaanka halkan lagu sacadsimeeyo waliba fadhiyada runtiigana aad baan ugu mahadinayaa midun baa had iyo jeer la sugayso middaas waxa weeyaan aan had iyo jeer tala midnimo isku duubniba ishiiska qaar ma ishiiska badankeed ishiiska qaar baan u baahnayn in la kala tala faalaanqo ama dowlad hore ha ahaato ama kan ha ahaateen from 1991 markaynu uga soo noqonay dowladnimada they always want house in Vancouver. Allah ha naxariiste ismaalin doole keligii ka ahaa safaarada dabeedna sideed toban kameel maanta sameeyno teeb yaro markaa yaalo markaa computerka ugu horeeyana kaana waan kula samayn jiray presentationka dabeedna carqalada ilaa maalinta joogtay waxay ahayd intii joogayaan la ictiraaf hebel aynu ka mashquulino ictiraafka intay dawladdaasi joogto waynu kusoo gaarnay ilaa maantaynu kusoo gaarnay dabeedna qolada dudaysaa marqode waxay u dudayaan mid garanayo waxa dandu bay noo wada wadaagteen marka mid kaasuma nagala daraya malaynu ka midaysnaano because imika waa 5 iyo 40 sannadood weeyaan marka taasun baan ka sugayay dowladda way cusubta waa 4 bilood intiini macadka ahay aadka ahayda imika waa maxaafid inta kale waxaan ku talaa horta Soomaaliyeednimada xaydaabkeeda inaan ka gudbo intaas ma in abtiga Cabdiraxmaan Cabdiqaadir ayaan ka yimid
I'm proud to be here, and I'd like to remind our MP here when we were at the SNM in 1981, when we were campaigning to free Somaliland. One of our greatest supporters was a minister called Peter Shaw and another MP called Ian Mercado. They were both MPs from the eastern, from Tower Hamlets. We also had a local observer from Callahan, the Prime Minister. His stature was also very helpful because she was very much against Siad Barre and his regime. She was. So in many ways we are grateful to Britain for supporting the SNM. But we are disappointed at the moment that they haven't proceeded from there and recognized Somaliland. There are a couple of points that I'd like to make. Most of us say we repatriated our independence from Somalia. But actually, we never gave it away. The union between Somaliland and the Italian Somalia has got no legal basis whatsoever. We didn't have a referendum. We didn't have, nobody asked us. It's not possible that 333 MPs can sign a country away. That's no way justice. So I'm saying that union has no basis whatsoever. Another point I'd like to make, soon after the union with Somalia, if you remember, there was an attempted coup by Somaliland officers in Hargeisa, and they solved the problems at that time, and they wanted to regain their independence. So that's two. A third point, there was a constitution, a referendum for the constitution that was held for Somalia in 1961. That referendum has failed in Somaliland, showing that the people of Somaliland never accepted that union. They never accepted that union. Today, we have been independent. We fought for our independence with blood. We lost so many thousands of people. We deserve to be recognized as independent, as an independent country. If we are refused that, I'm telling you, we have been pro-West for all the time we've been independent, for 34 years. We haven't gained anything yet. They haven't offered us anything yet. There are alternatives. if the West are not going to recognize us, maybe we should talk to other people who are ready to recognize us, who are ready to support us. For the life of me, I don't know. Somaliland is in a very strategic position. It's the only country, it's one of the only few countries in the Horn of Africa that has no terrorism whatsoever. It's the only country that respects international law and democracy. If they don't value that, we can always find an alternative. But only one thing I want to make clear. What's important for us, and what we need to do, is to keep our unity. When we were students and demonstrating, we used to say, people united will never be defeated. That's what we do. People united will never be defeated. على كابلوكي جاي فريد بقول رياي مرة شوي بايو مرة شوي بايو حق إلهي بقول على كده بقول رياي فريد بقول رياي مرة شوي بايو حق إلهي بقول سيا
علي حسين إسماعيل أو علي.
Thank you very much for everybody. First of all and foremost, I want to congratulate the people of Somaliland all around the world for the celebration of this honorable day of May 18. The day that they reclaimed, they did not withdraw, they did not anything, they reclaimed their lost independence with the illegal and baseless union with Somalia. Having said that, it seems that for the last 34 years we've been sending the wrong message, because we always talk about Somalia was peaceful, was paid, this and that, former British colony. Who cares? We have to sell another thing. We have to match our interests with the international community, superpowers. We have a strategic location. We are at the gates of Red Sea, where 65% of the world trade passes through. The closest military base and strategic locations to the world oil fields in the Middle East. We have to sell that, because today international community, superpowers, they only listen to two things: migration and terrorism. And we are the only people who fought carefully and successfully with the terrorism. And we are the only country in the world who has a close anti-terrorist clause in their constitution. Therefore, we need to sell, as Abdurrahman Abdul Ghadir said, we have to explore other options. There's nothing wrong with that. Please explore our options. We don't need to rely on African Union, because African Union is a dictatorial club membership. It's 54 dictators join every year, and they discuss how they're gonna manipulate their people. And Somaliland's unique, they're different. We do what they don't like. Elections, they don't like African leaders, they don't like elections. So therefore we have to do that. Let's work together. Unity is the paramount of our success. Regardless who occupies the presidency, we belong to the country. And I agree with my friend Awale. Recognition is not only, we're not talking about software. We're lacking an access to the financial institutions, World Bank, IMF, and for that reason, all infrastructure is funded to World Bank or African Development Bank. If we don't have an access to those countries, those institutions, then we will be lacking development and we will fall behind. Thank you very much.
Shuffling students from Somaliland right here now. Can you join me, Ali?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very privileged and my honor to be here with you on this special occasion on commemoration of International Day for Proclamation of Independence of Somaliland. It's my ultimate pleasure. Among the youth who have been in Somaliland for the entire of their life. I was born in Hargeisa, amid a civil war. I have had a good education in, like from hard places. I have from, had facilities of education, and then I'm very happy and honored to have been working for Somaliland. I've worked for the government of Somaliland in the past. I have worked as a civil society organization, as the Media Association, the Electricity Media Association, Somaliland Journalist Association, as executive director, as a free nation to defend the rights of journalists. I've worked for NGOs and everywhere in Somaliland, and now currently I'm honored to be part of the Chevening Scholarship to study in Somaliland. I'm sharing my background shortly, briefly, to say that Somaliland youth is resilient and happy here to join you this, special occasion in House of Commons. It's my privilege to say happy 18 to everybody for the youth of Somaliland and the people. We see a future in our hands. The youth Parliament will spearhead the process of fostering and revitalizing Somaliland recognition. It's my privilege to represent the Somaliland youth everywhere. I will say resilience and hard work to rebuild our country, to make some meaningful changes and transform towards the prosperous country that we aspire. Thank you very much.
aad ugu faraxsanahay inaynu ka soo qayb galnay sida quruxda badan aynu joogno halkan aynu qadiyadeeni aynu dadka ugu tusano ku xusano habi ay tiimeen Somaliland meesha joogtaa habi ay tiimeen baa leeyahay waxaan halkan aan ka faa'iideysanayaa rabaan baaqo diro in Somaliland reer UK sida aynu hadalku wada yiri ana hareen looma hadlo laakiin baaqayna waxaan jecelahay inuu gaaro meel kasta waxaan nahay one nation baynu nahay Somaliland baynu nahay waxaan in ka wada codsan lahaa meel kasta aynu joogno inaan la shaqeyno Somaliland mission safarka Somaliland runtii iyo safiirka Abdullahi Dayaxweera iyo tiimkiisa waxa weeye mar kasta waxaynu xusuustaa sida aynu maanta wada shaqeynahay isku duubnida iyo qadiyada Somaliland meel kasta ay maanta soo saarnahay u tagi lahayn inaga aan Somaliland waxaan u baahanahay sida aynu maanta u xusuusnahay midnimadeena wada jirkeena inagoo isku duuban oo inaan ahayn maanta qolo mucaaradnimada runtii waa la soo maraa oo qolaba mar bay soo martay laakiin mucaaradnimada hadda waqtigan hadda joogta it's a little bit too early so please waxa weeye hadaan maanta dhahan ka hadlo oo sheego wuxuu mucaarad adag noqdo hadhow talaaniga samcadayda hooyanahay ayeeyanahay waxa weeye in future-kayga ayay iga xumeynaysaa marka waxaan leeyahay qof walba waxaad oranaysid ka fikir future-kaaga dambe ka fikir taariikhda isqorta taariikhdu waxa maaragtay ma masaxdo marka inta adigu haysmasixi dadka hadlayo baaqa xundirayo idinku haysmasixina halkan waxaan uga faa'iideysanayaa maanta commissionerkii oo jooga oo runtii aad iyo aad ugu farxay sida uu dhigay magaranaysa doorashadeena quruxda badan iyo siday maanta isku qaabileen quruxda badan iyo siday shaqada u wada fadhiyeen happy 18 May Somaliland quruxdeedii happy 18 May u soo dhigeen quruxda badan wayna wax ku qaadana wayna we're in UK now. We have to be together. We have to be celebrated together. We don't need different groups. We are one group. We are Somaliland. Let's go fighting our nation together. Somaliland mission.
Abdurrahman, we are from Manchester.
We're running late, so after we have a long day, I can see the faces. Entirely, yeah? Somaliland, Hanolato, long live Somaliland, long live Somaliland. Somaliland, Hanolato, I'm from Manchester, as you said, all the way from Manchester, and the reason why I'm here is just to share the joy of the day.
I am the Minister of Education. We've been yesterday together, we celebrated together with the Somaliland community in Greater Manchester. You can imagine how the feeling was. Wallahi, so the people before you, if they speak, you know everything and touch everything, you don't know what to say. So there's nothing left to say. The only thing that I can say is happy anniversary, 24th anniversary of Somaliland. Seems like yesterday, but time really is flying. But the stories that some of us share with us, wallahi, was such like the Abdurrahman story. The Renken Ayat Tarotate, it is one of the stories really that giving us, you know, the commitment of the Somaliland to be day after day stronger. So inshallah, this day has special memories. So to keep it short, it's a day to remember our heroes, especially those who sacrificed their life, you know, for the sake of Somaliland. It's you know, the day that we remember the rebuilding of our institutions, whether it's the government, whether it's the parliament. The country is running, it's functioning well. I know that some of us, you know, they're talking about the negative side, but what we have today in Somaliland is much better than what we're talking about. So inshallah, we have to keep the flames of Somaliland alive. And so we can play as a big role. It doesn't matter if it's yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And inshallah, this year, as many of us said, inshallah, will be a different year. So as a Somaliland mission, you did a great job. And inshallah, that direction you will continue. Thank you very much.
Supporter for Somaliland diaspora in here, community worker, Ahmed Al Nahi.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. دمانتي وين سلام سلامتي سلامكم السلام يا. فرحات بين نوتها مانتا أنكم صدق أفر صدق صندوق عردكيني سوماليلاند فرحات دي تشوقنا وحندونية إن كوت كي يقول هذا I have a dream. I have a dream. نيكي ويري I have a dream. إن بريت إن شاء الله نقول صنانة سوماليلاند. كلمة ده وحويان أفر صدق الصندوق من تقالميني أني بيلر اللي راح هذا الدولة والركورنايزيشن كده وهاي سنة وحكي وحي ليهين عافمات واوكي بوليسي واوكي إميجريشن واوكي هيد إلكشن واوكي محانا تشوتشي ساشوي بيلرز كي الدولة اللي جو اعتراف لها we feel it ووضحينا already there محانا نجح شابي ساشي نكون سويدينا وياه دولة كسر مقومات كيدي ارتكلز كيدي بيلرز كي كل يقول تاجي لها we have it واحنا قام غن مجرتو بيس بان هينا سبيل اللي بان هينا محان هيدكم دورة شدي بان هينا محان قام ممنوعي اعتراف مرايكن بوكي 20 كيلومتر 20 كونو كيلومتر انت مايل واحد هاي ما انت مرايكن كيلو صدر ليه انترست بلي إنجليزكي بقول سنة كنتم سنة وذا تشوفني نمعجن واي سؤال هذا سوينا نسويدينا وسير أنت تلوس كأنه نسويدينا محل نجمع ممنوعي ما أنت الدولة أفريقية وكنا دائما ونعكسنها وكبوليس ونعكسنها وكدور شو ونعكسنها وكأمان ونعكسنها واي عشان سويدين إنه وين تانق وتأكل أفر صد الصرود حفلة ذا هرسكوي من إنه حفلة مرسوي من إنه ركوني وارتاس وحبر نوكويني ميسو ويني جو داون إن أجنو وحنا جم ممنوعي إن جهر تاجن وانترناشنال إنترست وانترناشنال إنترست وحكي معه مريكا كمركو إنترست كي ساركي ما أنت he coming forward وين enhance and مارس رجع جارسينا أول ناشن إنترست إيبنا this the point in recognition no كينيسا يعترف كمان تدوك حبة هيسان وحبة هيسان بتشتو وين كشقة إنه international community كسيد إنترست كودا أنا سوتشي دل الحين تاسع اعتراف نو كينيسا واحد كلمة بتشتو مركا أفرت وكاسنود أفرت صدق كاسنود وحن لحين waxay nagu mamnuucay maxay hortaagan gidaar baan hortaagan gidaarkaas waxa weeyaan waa international interest inaanayna soo eegin albaabka Mareykanku arkay maanta Ingiriisku muxuu arkay 150 years ونلا دقنا ونلا شوقي ونحكمي مركا إنن يجنا سو قراعنو بيلك سيدي إن بيد الشوقان ما أنت نلا شوقي أنت مقانة إنا يكون واقعان وجيان بيلك اللي جي ويان أنت هنا كله كوميونيتي هان قربان شوقنا وادركت حالة دينا وحندون إن يونت نقولنا وكلمة ذا هاس يو ويدا يونتيجا إنن جينو برلمان هذا نكسر الشقيو برلمان كيس إم بيس فرص قريو ورغد ديبو كونسويس سؤال تشوغا إنه كده جيسو إم بي جاو ما أنت عشان تقف إنه يمني عشان تبي معها أنت حسب قلال ويا بيدود أنت وحن كنت نادي how many إنجلند وحوين وويلز وسكوتلاند إيرلاند مثل كسا كونسويس إم بي جيس حق بوله إنه جي ورقبته إنه لاحظ له إنه لا فريستو إنه لو بقريو ورافر الصوت كان حفلته نقول عم ميسي إن ويك أب كول نقطة ما أنت هدي إنترست كنويمي إن توصنو إن كعنو نكهردو إنترست بالله جماعة إنترناشنال إنترست بالله هذا ليه وين نكب عنا أرنتا إنترناشنال أن كشقة إنه أن يبنا نكو إن الناس يمادان معها we need to sell it إن تجنا أنكو أن يبنو والباب كستكرانو المدين وحي المانت ونوسجد الباب يربع نفرا إنجليز كيد behind كها إن المانت كذبت هو فريسونو ونص فريستو ونلاحظ له ويسوي ليس كقاطو بيننا أحد لكن إن أنك كجابني إن بيدني إن بتكبضنا وين اللو بقرن ويرنا سنة كسين سنة كمر لو يرماها وين مركز ويرنا لبدي بلود صدح دي بلود أفرتي بلود والرول كين انتاس لكن الرول كين هو جابنا بانواركا حفلة داس ما كنت نفر سنة كبعد نسوي I threw ودكتين after 1 year we'll come to the same place حبنا عشان يصدوا بيننا نغنسة and these are numbers of our life لكن I have a dream one day إن إيمان اعترافك إن شاء الله تعالى بني سلام الدمانتي.
We have a dream all of us but we're not fulfilling it. سعد على الشراء اللي ورا يستيس I think a week ago اللي يقول محنا جاهز ده يرى هرجسي شوكتي وديان وحيد إننا كان لوبي كراينين سينو سمينيني so ما إنك قبتشوجا ما حفيزك سومال لنا UK mission bar ما community غير سومال لمبة سؤال شوي تاجن تاي واحد بدنا لو كود بينهن we need to be part of the political platforms in here. We need to register. You need MB you have it but if you don't vote you don't have a voice. So don't dream on the air. You need to dream thoroughly. Thank you for mentioning it. Balaya, diaspora moved to Hargeisa and then back.
waxaan ahay anigu diasporadii guurtay 8 years ago haddana imika waqti gaaban soo noqday horta waad salaamaya maalintan weyne 18 May dhammaanteen aynu sharfano iyo MByadii kale inagana wax soo qayb gashaba waxaan doonayaa inaan caddeeyo waxa la moodaa inaynu waxyaabo badan isku confuse karaynayno aqoonsigu ama recognition-ka iyo way kala duwan yihiin business-ku recognition-ku waa political business-kana waxaa jira waxa la yidhaahdo resources-keena sidan u iibgeyn lahayn ee adduunyada aan uga iibgeyn lahayn resources-keena waa laba nooc waa natural resources iyo waxa la yidhaha strategic resources natural resources mostly waa kuwa u baahan recognition-ka iyo waxyaabahaas laakiin strategic resources oo ay ka mid yihiin biyo mareenada oo ay qaar aynu isticmaalay portku ka mid yahay hawada ka mida waxa ka mida in fishing communities matalan la samayn karo badoo kale iyo baa ka mida strategic resources kaasi ayaa imaka aad lagu soo jeedsanaya markaynu leenahay MByada albaabada ha la garaaco taana aan kala cadeeyo MByadu waxay leeyihiin committees sida inaguba committee-aan leenahay inkastoo inaga MByadeenu ay mid aanu ka hadlin waxa loo baahan yahay inuu committee-gaasi uu ka jiro mawduuciisa uu had iyo goor ka hadlo laakiin aanu mawduucyada kala tirin iminka anu MB-gayga halkan markaan u tago wuxuu ku odhanayaa haddii wuxuu eegayaa topic aad u geynayso wuxuu ku odhanayaa sorry waxaan ka tirsanay anugu economic committee-ga this is a political ama foreign affairs committee affairs issue-gan adii wadaa marka kaasaan u geenaya u gudbinaya buu ku odhanaya marka ha u qaadanin inuu waa inaad markaa taqaano waxaad la imanayso issue-gaad wado iyo MB-gaagani committee-gu ka tirsan yahay ayaa muhiim ah marka haddii kale qof waxaad noqonaysaa again derbi karkaraacaya ma ogtahay marka mostlyna ay tahay waxaa keenaysaan de wax interest sidii uu sheegayay saaxiibkayga horeeyay dadkuna ay wada sheegeen waxa weeye maxaa interest aad u haysaan adduunkii you have to know how the world does business waxa laga hadlayaa waa business aniguna aan interest ku leeyahay adiguna maxaad interest ku leedahay marka all these years waxa keliya aynu samaynay waxaan u malaynayaa inay tahay dekeda projectka dekeda Emirates oo intaa inoo jira dalxiiskoo kale waxay samayn lahayn ilaa imika intaasoo hotel oo ay Emirates Airline keento dalxiis u keento oo badaheena abay samayn kari lahayn yani waa inaynu inagu waxyaabaha la samayn karo aynu eegnaa business la samaysan karo wadamada inoo dhow waa wadanka keliya ee intaasoo banka ka furan yihiin ilaa hadda inagu ma lihiin wax la yiraahdo commercial bank waxa weeye inaad LC lacagtaada halkan dhigto oo Dubai waxa doonaysa ka qaadtood kaga iibsato lacagtii ay waxa la marinayaa meelo kale marba Djibouti la marin jiray marba a lot of difficulties haddaynan inagu samaysan karin commercial bank waxaynu u baahan inaynu nana branch ka mid ah Dubai so many banks baa jireen oo keena Hargeysa waa very simple yeah waxa kaloo ka mid ah area-dii xoolaheena oo iyagana dib loo habeeyo marka waa inaynu ku focus karayno waxyaabaha nolosheeniina kobcinaya independent inaga dhigaya nolosheena inaan cidna ku tiirsanaanin waa 1945 marka la eego dagaalkii labaad ee dunida oo kale adduunyada oo dhan baa bad xidhan baa ka dhacay waa la kala xidhmay maynaan ogeyn nolosheenu stable bay ahayd xoolaheena beeraheena wax walba maanta haddii dekada Berbera 7 days la xidho imagine bad xidhan ku dhaco maxaa dhacay wadankeena waan ka tagnay noloshii asaasiga ahayd iyo waxyaabihii qofku u baahnaa uu isagu samaysan jiray marka waxaynu u baahanahay inaynu ku focus garowno maxaynu adduunyada ka iibin karaa maxaynu isweydaarsan karnaa maxaynu ku soo kordhin karnaa markaas indhihii markaa focus isku noqonayaan adiguna loo leeyahay halkan waxba yaala macdanaheenu aad bay u badan yihiin intaasoo tan oo dahaba baa airportka laga dhoofiyaa Hargeysa ma sanadkii laakiin waxay ku baxaan siyaabo aan ahayn regulated waxay ku baxaan siyaabo badan oo aan sax ahayn marka haddii waxyaabaha qaar oo yaryar oo refinery yar oo kala shaandhayn karo dhagaxa ka reebaya badh ka reebaya xataa la sameeyo dee value-guba kuu koraya wixii aad sidatay moogta dhagax kuruud aad qaadaysaa wixii la doonaa lagu odhanaya dad badanna qaado dee Dubai geeya waynu ognahay marka waxaa loo baahan yahay inaynu dee waxyaabahaas oo dhan aynu aad qof walooba wixii aad ka keeni karto maanta marka la eego artificial intelligence mobile-keeni ku jira maanta you can ask everything sidee baan ugu samayn karaa matalan mashruucaasi Somaliland kambaniyadii related ku ahaa oo dhan baa kuu soo baxaya businesskaas marka halkaynu Facebook iyo laga qaylinayo iyo social media oo noqotay disaster ba oo dadkii kala fogeynaysa anu waxaan u bixiyay waxa qaar badan oo ka hadla waxa la yiraahdo cyber warlords baa samaysmay marka awal waxaynu maqli jiray warlordkii qoriga sitay ee wadanka gudihiisa kuwa waxa la yiraahdo cyber warlords marka waxay dadka ku kala fogeynayaan through social media oo ay beena badan ka sameynayaan iyo waxyaabo badan oo kale kuwaasna aynu aad aynu u fiirsano runtii aynu waxaynu ka qaban karnaa ka qabano waan idin salaamayaa السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته horta halkan aad baan uga salaamayaa okay halkan aad iyo aad baan uga salaamayaa reer Somaliland oo dhan intay halkan joogtay inta dibadaha iyo daafaha dunida inta Somaliland joogtaba aad baan u salaamayaa waan ku faraxsanahay waxaan ahay dadka in badan soo taagnaa ka hadlayay Somaliland Sidhu Ahmed Najidi, we all have a dream, and that dream is one day, inshallah, to recognize Somaliland. And that also is important. Waxba dunida iskama yimaadaan. Waxaad ku tacabtay unbaad heshaa. Aniga oo imika I'm a retired politician from the UK. I was a former councillor in Islington and a first mayor of Islington. And just recently retired a few years ago. My biggest issue with Somalilanders is that no MP is going to listen to us. No councillor is ever going to listen to us. No mayor is ever going to listen to us. We have to be seen in political arena, not just in councillor, but you have to be a member of a party. The only way we can take Somaliland where it is, from where it is now to the next level is everyone in here is a taxpayer. Why are we not using our autonomy? Like example, when I used to knock doors and campaign, I will knock doors and what I will see is like family of 6, 7 of different ethnic minorities and they are all members of the party. And they are stakeholders. I will go and knock on Somaliland doors or any Somali speaking, and they have no clue. As a matter of fact, I remember once I was knocking a door. Somebody said to me, "Oh, when did you join working for the post office?" Because I was wearing the party I was member, the red rosette. And I'm thinking like it's a long time to explain this one. I say no, but I'm working at the moment to help and mobilize Somali people and ethnic minority people to be involved and be stakeholders. You know, MPs and politicians are very, very scared of their members because they are the ones who put them to become an MP or a councillor. If we have that autonomy and we don't use. Another big issue that I'm really often annoyed with the Somali community, particularly the Somaliland community, not the Somali community, Somaliland community is the BBC. We all are license payers. Often they talk about Somalia and Somaliland is pushed to a side in terms of news. Somaliland people are not at all recruits. They always recruit in Somalia. Why? Because they are silence us. And that's why if you are a license payer, you are above than the BBC of the Somali. You are directly dealing with the chief of executive of the BBC, British Broadcasting. And that's the people you say, I'm a Somalilander and I pay license. Why are these people not giving me equal opportunity and giving equal news? And it's really us. And I'm not saying that we are bad or we are not doing our job properly, but there are areas that we need to lobby. And in terms of to lobby these areas, it's not 20, 30 years ago when we were all new and we had no opportunities or no door to knock, or our young people were not educated. Our young people are graduates of up to PhD. And some of them don't know how to find a job. And it's through networking. And it's through knock on your MPs. MPs, they have once a month, they have meetings with all their members. And they are shaking because they are worried the questions the members of the public are going to ask them. And that's where we need to be. Once a month, you go to your ward meetings, which you deal with your local councillors and you ask questions why X and Y and Z is not being done. In my community, talk about Somaliland, because some of them are totally ignorant about Somaliland and you are educating them. So it's not always you are asking them. And for actually to go to an MP surgery and talk about Somaliland, when that MP comes back to Parliament and debating, he has got more power because he has knowledge that you have given. And also that gives us voice. So I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much.
before yesterday ma wadanka ka imir runtii waxaan ka hadlaynaa waxay ahayd ugu badnaa Somaliland recognition because 34th baynu ku jirnaa celebrationkeedii su-aasha ugu badan islaahay mala la isweydiinaya waxa weeyaan maxaynu leynoo ictiraafi waayey aad bay u baahan tahay in su-aasha discussion inta ka badan laga galo maxaa leynoo ictiraafi waayey question aad u weyn maxaynu dadka noo ictiraafi waayey question aad u weyn ma xaggeena wax ka qaldayn waa question aad u weyn anu waxaan isleeyahay ictiraafkaasi inagu baynu ugu xidhayaa saynu isu ictiraafnayno always waxaynu mashquuliyaa waliba qaldan diasporaha mushkiladda inaga haysata politicalka iyo siyaasadda laakiin waxaynaan eegin xaggee baynu uga soconaynaa xaggee baynu arrintan uga gudbaynaa marka waxay la tahay waxaan malaa maanta celebration baynu ku jirnaa laakiin waxaan u baahannahay inaynu inagu intaynu qoladeena Soomaaliya ku hadlaya inaynu wada hadallo su-aashaas oo sideeda aynu uga dhigno jawaab sayn u heli lahayn cad qofba waxbuu ka sheegayaa qofba waxbuu ka sheegayaa laakiin jawaabta markaanu isla helno ayaynu markaa recognition ka gaadhaynaa taasaan kusoo gabagabaynaa asalaamu calaykum
محمد إسماعيل دعالي
مدنيال مرويين reer Somaliland aad iyo aad ayaan idinku mahadnaqayaa inaga oo maanta ka soo qayb galay 18 May oo aynu 34 sannadood u soo halgamaynay aniga iyo Cabdiraxmaan Cabdilqaadir 81 halkan raggii ka dagaalamayay baanu ahay ee Somaliland in lagu dhawaaqo hormoodka ka ahaa welina halgankii baynu ku jirnaa marka waxaynu ku suntannahay insha Allah inaynu ixtiraafka helo bal sanadkaa soo socda aynu ku ducaysano inaynaan dhaafin ayaynu ilaahay ka baryaynaa waxaynu kaga bixin karnaayoo keliya midnimo isku duubni wadajir aynu garbaha isqabsanno wax kaloo guul lagu gaari karaana ma jirto marka reer Somaliland waxaan leeyahay guul iyo gobonimo insha Allah ciidamada qaranka ayaynu hambalyeynaa madaxweynaha qaranka ayaynu hambalyeynaa Somaliland guud ahaan ayaynu hambalyeynaa guul iyo gobonimo Somaliland ha waarto ha jirto